Hey, welcome in. It's Hump Day, Wednesday, November 27th on the Fun Astrology podcast. Thomas Miller with you. And we have another big monumental thing happening today. I hope you caught yesterday's blank check to the universe. If you missed it, listen to yesterday's podcast, number one, and you still have time because the moon will be in Sag all day today, so you could still catch some of that energy. Not quite as powerful as if you had caught it yesterday morning, but still write that blank check. You've got time. Today at 9 o'clock Eastern Time this morning, Neptune turns direct. It is, of course, in Pisces, its home sign, at least according to modern astrology. So what's going to be different with Neptune turning back direct? What are we going to notice? Well, I put together a list of some Neptunian keywords. So here are some things that I think are worth considering. How about inspiration? Neptune certainly is very inspiring. It's also dreamy, ethereal. How about enlightening? You know, when I think of Neptune, I think of, didn't Disney coin this? Imagineering, engineering, imagination. And Disney certainly, back especially in the early days, boy, took it to the ultimate level. That's what I think of. I think of creating this dream world where you can just go and play and have fun. It's a connection with the soul. It represents spirituality. There's a little feistiness with the Lord of the Sea, so there's a rebellious and somewhat stubborn aspect to Neptune. There's a mysticism and an ethereal dreaminess to Neptune. There can be confusion or illusion. The grand illusion would probably be hiding somewhere in Neptune's lair. It rules addictions as well. And we'll end on a high note. It can be maddeningly romantic. We only think of Venus when we think of that. No, Neptune has a romantic side as well. Very much so. So those qualities or characteristics are going to be returning. Now, it will take a while for it, obviously, to get back up to full speed, but that starts today, and that those characteristics which have been more pointing inward or a little bit even stifled for the last, how long has it been? 4 months? But those qualities will be returning. And I also think of intuition. And I will be glad to have a full-on dose of fully working in forward motion intuition. That will be great. Now, let's take a look at a couple of things in today's chart real quick. So the moon, like I said, is about halfway through Sagittarius. You have all the rest of today to enjoy that Sagittarius moon. It moves into Capricorn early tomorrow morning, 7:30 Eastern Time. There's one unique little aspect today that caught my eye, and that is that Mars is flirting with the midheaven, and it's in a trine with the North Node. Now, this is an interesting combination because the midheaven is in Scorpio right now. Mars is in Scorpio. The midheaven represents our career. It's our shining. It's how we shine in the world. And, you know, Scorpio can be a very flamboyant and charismatic personality. So give that a B12 shot with Mars sitting right there. And Mars is in its home sign. So give it a happy pill. So you get the idea. The energy is there. Whether it shows up for you or not, well, we'll see. But the idea, the energy is there for something maybe good to show up at work today. And, you know, it might not be that it happens to you. It might be because you do something or initiate something based on that energy. In fact, it is probably more of a carpe diem type situation. You go seize the moment, the universe will be there waiting, especially with that moon sitting there in Sagittarius. So maybe you roll the dice on something that you might have held back a little bit, or maybe you see an opportunity and you just pick up the phone and make that call where you might not have. You ask for a meeting and get it. And because it's in a trine with your North Node, if you know where you're headed in your North Node path, so if you know what that North Node path is, then you can apply those characteristics at work today. You will certainly have a nice little upper bump from the universe, from the home office, as they would say. And then I was getting a chuckle out of some of the comments on Twitter about Jupiter moving into Capricorn, which will happen next, Tuesday, I believe. But this from Ryan Butler. He says, people will say anything to make Jupiter stay in Capricorn sound more fun than it's going to be. I love that. That's funny. And then somebody else on Twitter said, whenever Jupiter is in an earth sign, which Capricorn is, I earn more money than I do when it's in any other sign. She goes on to say that people keep forgetting that Jupiter rose up against Saturn in mythology, obviously, and threw him into Tartarus. So, yeah, he may be in Saturn's house, but the uprising of the Olympians started in Saturn's house, too. And so that all things stay in business, she says a little time cooling his heels in Capricorn will be healthy. So there's a good way to look at it, from two opposite polarities there. And that will be on us next week. And, of course, we'll be following it through. Jupiter's sailing through Sagittarius. I got to say, it's going to be sad not having it in its home sign anymore. But as all things in the chart do, we shall move on with it. And there will be a lot of other energies that we can focus on and pick up too, including the big one, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, now teeing up as we set our sights for January 12th. All right, have a good hump day. I'll see you tomorrow.